How much does the student loan interest rate matter? Now, this came out this week because the new rates for the 2025-2026 school year were just announced, and they're not much lower than this year. And interest rates are a hot button issue for student loan borrowers. And let me start this by saying that lower interest rates are always better, 100% of the time. But I think a lot of people overblow how much the interest rate impacts the total amount they're going to pay on their student loans, especially in this world of income driven repayment plans where the interest rate doesn't matter for 40 to 50% of borrowers that are going to get loan forgiveness. So let's break it down. Here's the math, and take this as you may, but this is the math on how much the student loan interest rate impacts the total amount you're going to repay on your loans. If you are in the last 5 years with a 5 to 6% interest rate, 21% of the total amount you're going to pay on the loan over time is going to be interest. And you can see it does suck up front, right? 39% is the first year, but the last year it's only 1%. You're paying 99% of the principal. On the typical interest rate that we've seen, this is 5 to 6%. It to be about 10 to 20% on a 10-year term. When you expand that out to 25 years, if you were to push this bad boy out, it's 25 to 40% over time. But again, for the borrowers that are going for student loan forgiveness, who cares, right? Because your loan's going to get forgiven. Your goal is different. Your goal is not paying off the loan. If you are going for student loan forgiveness, your goal is to pay the lowest amount possible every single month. Doesn't matter what it is. And then at 10 years for public service loan forgiveness, whatever the balance is forgiven. So the impact of student loan interest rates, while it sucks and lower is better, is usually overblown by a lot of borrowers. The bigger part of the equation is how much you borrow. That is always going to be the differentiator of how much you repay. The more you borrow, the more you repay, both because the principal is going to be bigger and the interest on how much you borrow dollar-wise will be bigger. So as we're talking about student loan interest rates, I'd love to see a 2%, no percent. Yes, fantastic. Probably never going to happen because this is a loan, but the amount you borrow makes a bigger difference every day of the week than the interest rate on your loan.